In this video we are going to discuss about the basics of amniotic fluid. So if you see the amniotic fluid, its specific gravity. The specific gravity of amniotic fluid is equal to 1.0008 to 1.0110, and if you see the osmolality of the amniotic fluid, it is equal to 260 milliosmoles. And next, coming to the pH of amniotic fluid, it is from 7 to 7.5. Its range, you can see the pH is alkaline nature. Amniotic fluid is alkaline in nature. So amniotic fluid specific gravity is 1.008 to 1.0110, osmolality 260 milliosmoles, pH is 7 to 7.5 range, that is alkaline. Actually, whenever there is any secretions from the vagina, then how to identify whether it's a vaginal acidic secretion or whether it's amniotic fluid secretion, because both are colorless. So we can find this mainly because of its alkaline nature. Amniotic fluid is alkaline nature, so by this we can easily differentiate the amniotic fluid as alkaline and vaginal secretions as acidic nature. So especially for this we do one test, and that test is Nitrozyme paper test. So what is this Nitrozyme paper test? Actually, this Nitrozyme paper is yellow in color, and if you put this Nitrozyme paper test to that secretions, and if that this Nitrozyme paper test turns into blue color, then it is alkaline, so it is a amniotic fluid. And if this Nitrozyme paper is remaining yellow, then it is an acidic vaginal secretion. So by means of this paper we can easily differentiate. Now coming to rate of turnover. Turnover of amniotic fluid is 150 milliliters per hour. So now coming to the volume of amniotic fluid. The amniotic fluid is maximum at 34 weeks. The range is like about 32 weeks to 34 weeks. So it is maximum at 34 weeks, but later on the volume will get decrease. Only at the 34 week it is maximum. Later on, like if you take on 40th week, it will be only 800 ml per term, and if you take 42 week, it will be 200 ml, that is after post term. This at the post term it will be 200 milliliters. So the 34 weeks it is maximum, later the volume will be decreasing. So now this amniotic fluid is also called as liquor amni. So what are the major contributions of amniotic fluid? If you see in the early trimester, that is in the first trimester, the amniotic fluid is mainly formed by the maternal plasma. And if you see the amniotic fluid from 12 to 20 weeks, it is mainly formed by the skin, fetal skin. And if you come to greater than 20 weeks, the amniotic fluid is mainly formed by fetal urine. So overall the amniotic fluid is formed by fetal urine, but mainly if you see according to the stages, first early trimester it is formed by maternal plasma. From 12 to 20th week it is formed by fetal skin, and greater than 20th week it is formed by fetal urine. And now coming to the major contribution, as we discussed, that is the fetal urine. Now urine production of the fetus will begin at 12th week, and the keratinization of the fetus skin will begin from 22 to 25th weeks of pregnancy. Next, coming to, normally the amniotic fluid is colorless, but in term the amniotic fluid is straw color. So these are the some important features of amniotic fluid. So in the early trimester it is mainly formed by maternal plasma, 12 to 20th week formed by fetal skin, greater than 20th week formed by fetal urine. Of course fetal urine is overall content of amniotic fluid. The fetal urine will start forming on 12th week. The keratinization of fetal skin will start from 22 to 25 week. In term, it is straw color. Now coming to the Other features like according to different colors of amniotic fluid, there are different conditions. So let us see. If the amniotic fluid is green in color because of meconium, if the amniotic fluid is green in color, then the condition is in fetal distress, in breech position, and also in transverse lie. Actually, this abnormal positions like breech position, transverse lie, fetal distress, and because of any Listeria infections. So in all these conditions you have green color amniotic fluid. So according to the amniotic fluid you can find out what kind of disease is present. If there is any green amniotic fluid because of meconium, that is leading to fetal distress or breech position or transverse lie or Listeria infection. So if you see golden color or bilirubin color of the amniotic fluid, it is related with RH incompatibility. Next, coming to tobacco juice color. If you get tobacco juice color, there is fetal death or demise, that is intrauterine death. The next, coming to saffron or yellow color. Saffron or yellow color amniotic fluid represent post-term pregnancy. And coming to dark color is like concealed hemorrhage in abruptal placenta, that is abnormal placenta or abruptal placenta. Within that, the hemorrhage or the blood is struck, so the amniotic fluid is dark in color. So these are the different colors and different diseases related with it. Green meconium, fetal distress, breech position, transverse lie, Listeria. Golden color, RH incompatibility. Tobacco juice color, fatal fetus. Saffron color, postpartum pregnancy. Dark color, abrupt placenta with concealed hemorrhage. And the major contributor for the amniotic fluid is fetal urine. Amniotic fluid is kept in balance by fetus by swallowing. Actually, the amniotic fluid is coming because of fetal urine or like this, and it is also swallowing by the fetus, so that there will be no more amniotic fluid in the amniotic cavity, so there will be limited amniotic fluid. The composition of amniotic fluid, 99% water is the composition of amniotic fluid, and so it is full of water. There is no nutrition value for the amniotic fluid, no nutrition value. Of course, it will maintain the temperature and all different functions, but no nutrition value because most of it is water. So how to measure the amniotic fluid? The measurement of amniotic fluid. So for the measurement of amniotic fluid, we use USD, that is ultrasonography. So here actually we divide the abdomen into the 4 quadrants, like upper right, upper left, like that. So 4 quadrants. In these 4 quadrants we will see the most vertical graphs, for example A, B, C, D. So like this we take the most vertical graph and we add all of them, like A plus B plus C plus D. Then you will get the value around 5 to 24 centimeters. So this is how we calculate the measurement of amniotic fluid. In each pocket, we divide the abdomen into 4 quadrants, measure the largest vertical pocket in each quadrant, and add them all, and we get this value. This is called as amniotic fluid index. So amniotic fluid index is equal to 5 to 24 centimeter. So if the amniotic fluid index is less than 5, then it will causing oligohydroaminos. Oligohydroaminos means very low amniotic fluid. Greater than 24 means polyhydroaminos, means more amniotic fluid. So now next, coming to the method. This method is most sensitive for twin pregnancy. This is not most sensitive for twin pregnancy. So we have another method, that is single largest vertical pocket. Single largest vertical pocket is nothing but the same theory, but what we do in the case of twin pregnancies, among all these 4 quadrants we will only choose one single one which is more vertical pocket, and its value will be like overall 2 to 8 centimeter. So there it is 5 to 24 centimeter because we have added everything, but here only the single vertical longest pocket, so 2 to 8 centimeter. So here also, if the value is less than 2, oligohydroaminos, greater than 8, polyhydroaminos. So that is the same. Now coming to the main definition of what is oligohydroaminos. oligohydroaminos and what is polyhydroaminos, the original definition. So if you see according to original definition, the amniotic fluid, when it is less than 200 ml, it is called as oligohydroaminos, and if the amniotic fluid is greater than 2 liters, then it is called as polyhydroaminos. So what is the problem in oligohydroaminos? That is, there is low amniotic fluid. Why there is low amniotic fluid? Because there is no more production of amniotic fluid from the fetus. In polyhydroaminos, what is the problem? That there is more production of amniotic fluid, and there is also swallowing problem, that the fetus is not swallowing it back, so there is increase of amniotic fluid. So these are the conditions. Now there are also some clinical definitions for it. The clinical definition for oligohydroaminos is the height of uterus is greater than period of gestation. That is for polyhydroaminos. The height of uterus is greater than period of gestation. In the case of oligohydroaminos, the height of uterus is lesser than period of gestation. So what does it mean? In oligohydroaminos, the height of uterus is smaller. In the polyhydroaminos, the height of uterus is larger. So the presence of moderate to severe oligohydroaminos or polyhydroaminos, there is high risk of, this is called as high risk pregnancy. High risk pregnancy is what? Either you have oligohydroaminos or polyhydroaminos, then it is called high risk pregnancy. So this is all about introduction part, where we have discussed mainly about how to measurement the amniotic fluid, what is the color and its conditions, and what is the basics of amniotic fluid. In the next video, we will mainly discuss about polyhydroaminos and oligohydroaminos.